All right. 4.8 safety considerations. I can identify safety considerations for children. Here we go. This is the last standard of this unit. Okay. All right. 4.8 essential question. What are the most important safety considerations for children? Go ahead, pause, write it down, then come back when you're ready to go. All right. So, some leading causes of accidental childhood deaths: car crashes, suffocation, drowning, poisoning, fires, falls, and then other injuries. Okay. So these are accidental childhood deaths. These are the leading causes. Okay. So let's talk about childproofing, some ways to prevent some of these. So, why do we childproof? Because it protects children from possible dangers. It also gives them the freedom to explore without risk. And it's best done before the child learns how to first move around. Okay, roll, creep, and crawl. Now, couple things. This does not necessarily mean that the house has to be 100% childproof by the time the baby's born, because newborn babies can't really roll around, right? But when they start to learn how to roll or creep or crawl, that's when it might be super important for you to start thinking about childproofing. Okay. So, some strategies: keep children away from candles, fireplaces, stovetops, and anything else that can cause burning. We want to keep them safe. So, they have some of these things that can help prevent them from touching the stove, a gate around a fireplace. Great ideas. Along with that, make sure the water temperature is set to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like warm. That's not hot tub warm. Okay. Hot tub warm is too hot for a baby. So, there are thermometers here that you can like put in the water to make sure it's not too hot for the baby, because baby skin is new. They're used to being a nice, constant temperature, right? We're not trying to burn them. If you are, that's a problem. Okay. All right, so some other things to keep in mind: keep floors and stairs free of clutter to prevent falls from both you and the child. Use safety gates on stairs. This is one that most people do think about when they think of childproofing. Okay. Safety gates on stairs. It's important. You don't want kids falling down the stairs or things like that. Some other things to think about is place all poisonous substances and medication high on a shelf and locked up. Don't want kids getting into stuff that they're not supposed to do. You're also going to want to make sure that these are separate from your food. Food and chemicals don't mix. If you've taken foods, you know what I mean. Okay? Keep electrical cords out of reach and cover outlets with safety caps so that they can't stick stuff in there and electrocute themselves. Not a great time. Okay? Also unplug appliances not in use so they don't accidentally get shocked. Use safety latches and screens on all windows so that kids can't like accidentally fall out the window. Okay. Use blinds with safety features and tuck cords out of reach of kids. So there are actually a lot of blinds that will not have the strings. So I'm actually going to show you, maybe. This is impromptu, but I'm going to show you. So like here at my apartment, these blinds right here, they do not have a string to pull them up. Okay. So what happens is I just push them up from the bottom and from the top, and then they go up and down. I have to pull them down, push them up. Okay. They don't have the string. So a lot of blinds are built like that now. So that the cords aren't a problem for children anymore. So, anyways, that's kind of an impromptu thing. But keep in mind that cords are a really big thing. because a lot of people don't think about it, because a lot of people, they're not crawling around on the floor like babies are. A lot of times people also don't think about it because a lot of times, like, your blinds aren't always pulled up, right? It's when you pull the blinds up that the cords get longer. And so if they're not always up, you don't necessarily think about it. Okay. All right. So here's a video about a dad that's going to talk about some other things that you can do to baby proof your home. So go ahead and watch this, and then we'll continue after.
Today I'm breaking down a few tips to baby proof your home. Let's go. Hey guys, Andrew here with Dad Verb, where we chat fatherhood and share our thoughts on family-related products. Now, baby-proofing your home is more than just buying a few products. There's some lifestyle adjustments that you need to make. And before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to Dream Baby for providing all the gates, latches, and locks that you might be seeing in this video. I reached out to them, they obliged, so thank you to Dream Baby. Everything that you will see in this video will be linked down below. Baby proofing doesn't have to happen on day one, right when you bring the baby home, but around month 5 or so, when the baby's a little bit more mobile, you're going to want to have it done. Tip number 1, crawl around. One great way to start is by getting on your knees and crawling as your baby would. You'll have a new perspective and notice danger spots like loose cords. Now, for example, in our home, we have these white ends attached to our doorstops that Henry could easily pop off and choke on. Had we not crawled around, it's not something we would have easily noticed. Tip number 2, cover those outlets. Getting the obvious out the way. Outlet covers are a great way to protect babies from accidentally jamming something in there and electrocuting themselves. If you'd rather cover the outlet altogether, Dream Baby has full covers that can be installed and painted to blend in with the wall. Number 3, secure furniture to the wall. Do not ignore this. You'd be surprised how fast a baby can open up drawers, use them as a ladder, and injure themselves when it gets top heavy. Don't ignore those safety kits that come with IKEA or Wayfair furniture. You have to use them, and that also goes for TVs that aren't mounted to your wall. Tip number 4, watch out for those corners. Consider picking up a few corner bumpers for coffee tables and shelving that the baby can get access to. A baby losing his footing and bumping his head onto a corner is not fun. And talking about shelving, we just leave some of our shelves empty so Henry doesn't ruin things of value. Hiding some home decor might be something you want to consider early on, especially if some of the decor is of sentimental value. You don't want the baby getting at it and then ruining it. Tip number 5, get some gates. Whether it's for your stairs or your kitchen, gates are probably going to be your best bet to prevent your little one from straying into danger. Now, there are a wide variety of gates, pressure mounted, accessory mounted. For us, we're fond of pressure mounted gates with a hinge for easy opening and closing. Dream Baby's Chelsea gate is crazy sturdy, and we've got 3 of these all around our house. Next tip, get clean. Now this is fairly straightforward, but super underrated. Coins, paper clips, cat food, even plants. If it's on the ground, the baby's gonna try and eat it. So go ahead and take those plants, get it on higher ground, and try to stay clean, guys. Also, cords from irons, computers, and lamps are super tempting for a baby to tug at, only to have something heavy come crashing down on them. So if you can, step up your game when it comes to tucking cables. A Blue Lounge cable organizer might come in handy. Tip number 7, organize the bathroom and kitchen. It might be smart for you to get a toilet guard so that the baby doesn't play on that porcelain throne. Also, remember to keep hot tools, razors, cleaning products, medicine, all those products up high or in a locked cabinet. And speaking of locks, it's a great idea to grab some of Dream Baby's locks and latches for your cabinets and drawers. Not just for the bathroom, but the kitchen as well. Really, I can keep going with more lifestyle and safety tips, but I think this is a good stopping point and a great general launch for baby proofing your home. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and smash that like button down below, and for more vlog and reviews just like this one, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video, and come back for the next one. God bless, guys. Later.
All right. Okay, so hopefully that gave you some other ideas of what baby proofing or child proofing can look like and some things to think about. Okay. All right, now we're going to talk about the importance of car seats. You'll notice back at the first slide, one of the main ways that babies or children die is from car crashes. Now, that's part of the reason why car seats exist, okay? So, no current state car seat laws for children of all ages. Each state has different laws. But one of the national laws is that children under 12 should not sit in a seat with an airbag, even if the car can manually turn off the airbag. Okay, so, oh man, sorry guys. So that means that kids under 12 should not be sitting in the front seat of a car. And the safest place for a car seat is in the center of the back seat of the car. Now, couple things. I'm going to tell you. So, my brother is an engineer and he works on airbags in cars, right? So I asked him why this, kids under the age of 12 shouldn't sit in a seat without an airbag or with an airbag. And he said that in general, airbags are deployed really fast because they want to keep you safe, right? So they'll hit you, trying to keep you in the position so that you're not like being thrown around all the time. So they deploy really, really fast, up to like hundreds of miles per hour, depending on how hard you hit. Okay. Now, problem is that there are usually airbags that are there to keep your chest. Okay. Your chest safe. There sometimes are airbags depending on the type of car. Sometimes there are airbags for your legs. Okay. Now, problem happens if that chest airbag hits me as an adult, right? If there's a kid that's like 10, it might hit them in the face. We don't like that. Not super great. There have actually been people who have died from the impact of an airbag with kids that are sitting in a seat, like in the front seat when they're not supposed to. Okay. Now, safest place for a car seat is in the center of the back seat of the car. That does mean it's a little bit of a pain, but it's the center because if you get hit from the front, you have plenty of room until you hit that car seat. If you get hit from the back, you have plenty of room until you hit the car seat. And if you get hit from either side, you have plenty of room until it hits the car seat. Okay? That's why it's the safest place for a car seat. So, now, in Utah, there are 4 stages of car seat use. Okay? Keep children rear facing until at least age 2. That means that if I'm sitting in my car and I'm driving and I have a child in the car that is less than 2, they should be facing the back of the car. I should not be able to turn around or like look in my mirror and see their happy smiling face. Okay? I should not be doing that because they should be looking out the back of the car. It's the safest because their necks and everything have not fully been developed. And so most of the time, anyway, it just helps them to go with the flow. It's just the safest for them, okay? Then you're going to keep children in car seats with a harness until at least age 5. Now, a harness, let's see if I can pull out my pen here. So, harness is this part right here. Well, let's see if I can. There we go. Harness is this part, this chest piece that fits together, and then it straps in between their legs. Okay, so that harness should be there until the kid is at least 5 years old. Then they graduate to a booster seat until the seatbelt fits and until they're 4 feet 9 inches. Okay, that's because we want the seatbelt to fit, again, to make sure that they are ready, right? So that their seatbelt isn't going across their face. It also is not safe to put your seatbelt behind you, right? And only have the lap belt. That's why cars aren't made with just lap belts anymore. By lap belt, I mean, so my grandpa, with his cars, he liked really old cars, right? And so sometimes when you get in the backseat of his car, instead of the seatbelt going like across your shoulder, it just went across your lap, kind of like in like a roller coaster or something like that. That's called a lap belt, but it's found not to be as effective as having a shoulder belt. Okay. So, and then keep children in the back seat until age 13. We talked about that one. Okay. So, those are some things to be aware of. As car seats in Utah. Okay. Now, some other things to think about is never leave a child in the car, no matter what the age, because even children who are old enough to get themselves out of a car can panic and not be able to get out, especially with child safety locks on. Okay. So child safety locks are awesome because it means that children can't just like open the door when you're driving on 215 or 201, right? We don't want that. But it also means that they can't get out if they're stuck in a car that's like overheating, or if there was something crazy happened and the car catches on fire, or like things like that. It can be a problem. All right. So that's it for now. Okay. What I do want you to do is I want you to come get a sticky note. Well, I'll explain this in the next on the assignment on Canvas, but you're going to write down on a sticky note one thing that you've learned, and you're going to come stick it on the poster that's hanging up in class. Okay. All right. That's it. Congratulations. You finished this packet.